with me. Listen, not enough great things can be said about your approach to the game, one, winning this award, but now that you're seeing like the fruits of your labor, all the time that you've put into setting the goals, living up to the expectation, how does it feel to finally get that first big-time NBA individual award?
It feels great. You know, my mom's sitting here next to me. She just said something very true.
Oh, Mom.
Hey,
Mom.
Hey, Mom. The real struggle might have been getting to 65 games. But I'm super, super happy to win this award and actually super proud to be the first ever unanimous.
Vic, talk to us about being a great shot blocker. We know when we all scores up here on this panel, so when we hit like 3 or 4 buckets in a row, like we're just gonna get that momentum and keep running off on scoring. We feel like we're not gonna miss any shots. What is that for you on the defensive end? Is it getting a block shot? Is it getting a steal, a defensive stop? What is that for you that shift that momentum where you feel like you're just unstoppable on the defensive end?
You know, my job is taking care of people like you guys, making sure you don't get the fun you're looking for. But no, it's, you know, I've had the chance to have, you know, great coaches all over my career that have taught me great habits on defense. And my shot blocking, especially since we're talking about it, is something I've been working on forever. So it's probably the area in my game where I feel most comfortable at.
You talked about, I was just talking about you basically letting the world, putting the world on notice about you winning this award coming this year. Where has that mentality and confidence come from?
You know, high ambition, and honestly, I think we often overlook, you know, the team aspect, because, you know, I'm sitting here, I happen to be the guy that's put in the spotlight, but I am part of the system, and I couldn't get this award, and I couldn't do what I do if it wasn't for my teammates who actually, you know, do the rotations and allow me to be in the spotlight. If it wasn't for my coaching staff, you know, Sean Sweeney, the defensive coach of our team, sitting here with us right now, Mitch Johnson as well. You know, I fit in a system, and I happen to be the guy who benefits from it, but we cannot forget about these guys either.
Well, let me tell you something before we move on. They made that system for a reason, my friend. They know sending it to you is a good idea.
Wemby, we all know how much of a student of the game you are, like the history of the game, who came before you, whose shoulders that you stand on right now. This award is named after Hakeem. You stated that, you know, he's one of your favorite players of all time, and somebody who you admire, who you respect.
Back to hoops and breaking news from the NBA. Spurs big man Victor Wembanyama has been named Defensive Player of the Year after leading the league in blocks for the 3rd straight season. Wemby becomes the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year in the history of the award, which dates back to 1983. And keeping it in the Western Conference, the Nuggets will try to go up 2-0 in their series against Minnesota tonight. It was the Murray and Jokic show. In Game 1 for Denver, the duo scored or assisted on 77% of the Nuggets' points, both going for 25, 5, and 5 for the 8th time in their postseason careers. Now, on the other side, for Minnesota, it Star didn't have his A game, especially from deep, as Anthony Edwards continues to battle through a knee injury. He is listed as questionable for Game 2 tonight. On the scene in Denver is our NBA senior writer, Anthony Slater. So what more can you tell us about Ant's status ahead of tonight's game?
Yeah, you said officially questionable, but all signs point to him playing. He was questionable for Game 1, went through a warm-up, played. I saw him out here about 5 hours ago on the court for shoot-around. Went through a shooting routine, was sitting there talking to Chris Finch, had you know, his shoes on and everything. So, again, the expectation is he will play, but the question is how good will he be? In Game 1, 22 points, low efficiency, 7-19 overall, 2-9 from 3. He had some burst moments, but you could tell he's still grimacing a little bit with this knee injury that held him out of 11 of the final 14 games. Is basically being termed like Steph Curry's issue with runner's knee, and you know, nothing structural, but clearly some swelling and some pain he's trying to fight through, and they need a great version of him tonight.
You said that the T-Wolves have lost 4 straight road playoff games, so they definitely need him on his A game. We'll see if they can break that streak tonight. Anthony Slater, live from Denver. Kevin?
Let's bring back Shump. You know, Amon, Ant is questionable. We just talked about that. So who needs to step up in order for the Timberwolves to even this series?
Well, I mean, besides Ant-Man needing to play, I think you look to Jaden McDaniels. he is one of those guys that goes out there and kind of is a master of the broken play. He gets deflections, he gets out on the breakaway, he gets sneaky drives, he's able to get to 1-2 dribble pull-ups, he's able to shoot from the outside. I think that we could look for him to be a little bit more aggressive, not just because of Ant-Man's help, but just because of how stagnant the offense gets sometimes. I think he kind of knows if they can get in here and steal one, it'll be better off for them in the heap of things trying to get over that hump with Denver. So look for him to be more aggressive. I look for DiVincenzo to be a little bit more aggressive, as there might be a few more available shots as they try to corral those other two.
And keep in mind, McDaniels had 16 points and 8 rebounds in game 1. Christine?
Yeah, the NBA playoffs kept rolling yesterday with the Thunder starting their title defense with a rout of the Suns. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 25 and sat out the fourth quarter of the 119-84 win. Victor Wembanyama's playoff debut was a hit. 35 points in the Spurs' 111-98 win over the Blazers. Not even Tim Duncan had that many in his playoff debut. Wemby showed why he's such a unicorn, hitting 5 of 6 three-pointers. After tearing his Achilles in last year's playoffs, Jason Tatum returned in style. He had 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists in a 123-91 blowout of the Sixers. Tatum had 21 in the first half in just his 17th game of the season. And Cade Cunningham had a playoff career-high 39 points, but it did not do enough to help as the Magic upset the Pistons 112-101. Detroit has lost 11 straight at home in the postseason, dating back to 2008. So, Iman, what are you seeing from the Magic and this team and what they were able to do in Detroit and upset the 1 seed in Game 1?
I think that they've just found a way to be inspired. I don't know if my rant the other day on ESPN got them all riled up, but what they did is they came out with some passion, they came out with some purpose, and they've taken some pride. They've taken some steps on defense. They are now helping the helper. Guys are meeting each other at the rim. It's been a lot better from a team standpoint. The biggest thing that you've also seen is, though they play through Banchero, who's allowed to carry the offense and shows that he can carry the offense, they have spurts where Bane is allowed to carry him. And now, at least it was last game, they figured out that if they give it to Wagner down the stretch, he really can take them home. They look like a totally different ball team when he had the ball, making decisions and making sure that they had go-away buckets every time it looked like the lead would slip away. He made a move. So I would like to see if Game 2 we see some more of that, where they play through Banchero, but toward the end of the game, do they go through Wagner to make sure they get home?
Yeah, all 5 Magic stars.
In their last 9 road playoff games. NBA reporter Vince Goodwill is on the scene at MSG and joins us now. Vince, what are you hearing from the Knicks as they look to take a commanding 2-0 lead tonight?
Well, they want to keep everything rolling from Game 1. In Game 1, to start, Jalen Brunson was on fire but did not get a field goal after the first quarter. Wasn't a problem because Karl Anthony Towns scored 19 of his 25 points after the half. That 1-2 punch was working, but most importantly, Mike Brown pointed out the defense of Karl Anthony Towns. He said it was some of the best defense he's played all year. It's just a matter of, does he want to play defense that night? The numbers seem to back it up. Opposing players shot 25% against Towns in Game 1. The Knicks hope that trend continues as they try to take a 2-0 lead tonight at the Garden.
If Cat plays like Cat's potential, watch out this entire Eastern Conference. Vince, thank you so much live.
Raptors in Game 2 of their first-round series. Donovan Mitchell had 32 in Cleveland's Game 1 win. Spida has scored 30 points in 8 straight playoff home games. That's the 3rd most ever behind SGA last year and Wilt Chamberlain in the 60s. That's a long time ago. NBA reporter Jamal Collier is on the scene in Cleveland ahead of tonight's Game 2.